Welcome to Healers Talk Healing, the podcast where we gather to explore the art and science of holistic healing, uncovering the secrets to a happier, healthier you. I'm your host, Nina Ganguly, and together we will delve into the intriguing world of holistic healing, delving into the mind-body connection, ancient wisdom, and natural remedies. Get ready for enlightening stories, thought-provoking expert interviews, and practical tips that will empower you to unlock your true potential and embrace a vibrant, balanced life. Whether you're an experienced wellness enthusiast or simply curious about the power of healing, join us on this exhilarating journey as we share the wisdom and insights that can truly transform your life. It's time to embark on a voyage towards a happier, healthier you. So, without further ado, let's dive into the captivating world of Healers Talk Healing. Okay, so we're back. We are back for another session of Healers Talk Healing with our wonderful Lynn Herod-DeVergis, founder of Miracles Ultimate Wellness Resources, and myself, Nina Ganguly. I do a bunch of stuff. So, but what's most important right now is that we have such an amazing topic to talk about today. I'm excited to get into it. I think we all struggle with this one question, and it's a question of balance. How do we begin to balance our responsibilities and everyday life with our passion? There are so many of us out there who are, doing the side hustle, working and then doing our passion work on the side, having families, taking care of young ones, taking care of elders, taking care of ourselves. And it can become a struggle. And generally what I find when you talk to people is that it's the passion that gets put off to the side. We don't necessarily, that's the first thing we're like, well, that's just a passion project. I can put that off to the side. Let me take this on. This is where my focus should be. And I know this for myself, that when that happens, what happens is I begin to lose a piece of connectivity to myself.
Yes. That's exactly how it starts.
Yeah.
It's exactly how it starts. When you are not in a place of living and experiencing your passion, then you have just chipped away a little part of yourself. And then something comes in, you have children, you get married, you have elders, you've got bills, and so as you go on and on and on, you realize, okay, I need to handle these things. You put them in the need category, right?
Right.
I need to, I have to. And when that happens, and every time that happens, and you hold fast to that belief system, I have to, I need to, I must, in terms of all the responsibilities, you chip, 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 chip away at really who you are and taking care of yourself and doing what you're here to do, because the passion you have, a little secret, is connected to your purpose.
Mm.
However that shows up, my passion is serving and doing healing. And there are literally thousands of ways that can show up. For everyone who may have a similar passion, we do it in different ways. But if you're not even doing that, like for a long time, I was working as an accountant for an insurance company. Then I was selling insurance, worked at the bank, everything but really servicing people in a way of helping them to heal themselves.
Mm.
And it wasn't until I moved into that space, denying the whole time that wasn't really what I was supposed to be doing, because after all, to be an upstanding citizen of the community and to make the money you need to make and to have the lifestyle that I wanted to have, I needed to do something else.
Oh, I like what you
Okay.
said about that. There's that what you think you should be doing, right? It was funny on the weekend. I was just spending some time with my girlfriends, and one of the things that one of we do all the time, but one of my friends was rediscovering is that she was shoulding all over herself. Life
Oh,
should be like this. It should look like that. Things should be this way in order for, well, in order for whatever that in order for
hmm,
is. And some of that is driven by our concern about what are other people going to think. Some of that gets driven by obviously fear, or
yeah.
not so obvious, but fear. Some of that gets driven by, well, a lot of it gets driven by life for sure. And I think,
But there's something else it gets driven by too.
mm,
It gets driven by our belief system that it should be that way, because then things will be right. Things
mm,
will be perfect. Things will be the way I want them to be. Things will be, ah, well, that's just an opinion, a belief, an idea, but it's not literally, it's not reality. It is illusional and delusional.
and then we could go down a whole rabbit hole about that conversation about what is reality, you know. But I think
And we will. We'll discuss that in a podcast.
one day. But Lynn, you were sharing this cool story. We say this all the time. I've said it a million times before. We do a little prep talk before, we press record. And then I'm like, we should record our prep talk because there's such gold inside of creating what we want to share with everyone who listens. And there was this wonderful story you were sharing that just happened to you this weekend. And I'd love for you to share it with the people, with our listeners.
Okay. All right. So what I was sharing and what I was talking about and telling Nina, as well as I was having conversation with my sister, um, is that for many years I have experienced the weight of the responsibilities. I have to, take care of the kids. I have to, oh my goodness, my elderly moms, and for a time my uncle, my mother-in-law, and so forth. All of these, I really have to do this and I have to do that and I need to take care of this. And I agreed to all of this, so I must do it. And of course, I'm also have my passion, which is to serve and work with people. So that's something I choose to do. I want to do. I love doing it, but I can't do it as much as I want because, oh no, not that day, because I've got to take so and so to the doctor and I've got to handle this. And literally, all of these levels of responsibility and the I have to's and I need to was causing me, and here's the analogy, to sink and sink and sink and sink and sink and sink. And it was me standing in a shallow pool of water, the shallow end, say, of the swimming pool, and all of these I have to, I need to, can I, do I, yes, put that aside, yes, you want to do this but you can't right now, take care of yourself, no, don't have time. To the point where I had sunk to the bottom of the pool and I was sitting in shallow water with all these levels of responsibility and all the have to's, need to, must, some should, but more must, to the extent that I literally had created my own watery grave.
Oh,
That's what it felt like, a watery
mm,
grave. And I then realized, wait a minute, wait, there is nothing you need to, have to, must do, period. First of all, it's completely a choice.
mm,
Second of all, don't twist yourself in a pretzel if you're not able to fully do it the way you think you should do it. I've always been the, oh, I can do it myself kind of person. until someone reminded me, you have a large community. Why can't you ask your community, and so on and so forth, with some of these things that you feel you must, you should, you have to do to assist you? And we can all work together in that way. And so it was like, oh, yeah, I can do that. Oh, yeah, I also don't have to twist myself into a pretzel to make myself feel smaller than or less than, or not show up in my full glory and powerfulness, because it makes other people close to me uncomfortable. Because
Mm,
all of that was also part of this weight. It
yeah.
was all of that. And then one realization after another, after another, after another, literally over the past like 30 years. And my angel guides are speaking to me. And I was like, oh my God. And they're like, and remember this and remember that. And what were you doing here? And what were you thinking there? And da 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 da. And the whole picture was like, I'm the one who decided to sit down at the bottom of the pool and sit in a watery grave. That I got to the point where it's like, for my survival, because I just could not breathe and I couldn't hold my breath any longer, they were like, and again, here's a visual. I'm in the pool, under the water. Just imagine I have all this stuff I'm balancing and trying to hold on to, and so forth. It seems too heavy to stand up. Then my angels are standing on the side of the pool going, just stand up. I'm like, I'm hearing something. I don't know what it is. I still have to balance all of this. Just stand up. you know? And so, as I have these realizations and they're showing me one thing after another, bringing it back into my consciousness, I went, oh, you know what? I don't have to choose doing any of that anymore, like that. Like
Mm,
that.
got it.
And that's when I stood up and I went, I felt like the Neo at the end of Matrix when he took that nice deep breath. That's exactly what it was like. And that's where our responsibilities can start to weigh us down.
It's
Let me rephrase. It's not the responsibilities that weigh us down. It's how we choose to handle what we believe are our responsibilities in a way that continue to weigh us or hold us down.
it's 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 perfect that you said that because you and I have been having conversations about what I'm going to do, what I'm not going to do, where I'm going to go, where I'm not. I mean, I'm on, I'm off, I'm on, I'm off, and it's
Mhm.
always it winds up about a conversation about the level of responsibility and um my own meaning that I put to the word responsibility. From
Yes.
and that's an old story that I still have struggles with of letting go. I'm
Mhm.
very well aware of it in my logical mind. In my logical mind, I understand that responsibility doesn't mean burden. I know in my logical mind, but my
Right. Yes,
body
of course.
and my
Mhm.
subconscious, no matter what, always reacts to that word responsibility.
Mhm.
It's this is your responsibility. And then it's like, oh well, if I'm accountable for this, I'm responsible for so, especially as being in the healing arts and being a conduit for others to open up and to find their own purpose, their own passion, and do what they need to do. And I get there's all kinds of stories of, well, this is who you are and this is the gift to the world. And if you don't do it, then my brain starts going, oh my God, oh my Lord, is okay. So I'm responsible for all of these people who then need to do this. And 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 my 15-year-old self is like, I don't wanna. I'm tired. I don't wanna clean my room. I don't want to put away the do you know what I mean? Like it comes from this place. And I convince myself,
Mhm.
I've convinced myself that no, 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 I'm making this choice, this powerful choice to put the gauntlet down instead of holding on to the gauntlet and using the gifts and the skills that have been given to me by the universe in order to support others and my poor family, because they must be like, okay, one day she's here, one day she's there, like what does she want to do, like what is happening with mom and my wife and my my sister, my daughter, like one day she's going to do it, the next day she's not going to do it. One day she writes a book, the next day she's like, that was something that, it's this craziness that
Mhm.
we do. And it's it feels like insanity a little bit.
Well, it is. It's being a little bit insane. Yes, it
Yeah.
is. In so many ways. Yet, with that way of thinking and behaving, you're operating inside sanity when you come to the realization that you did, that I did,
Mm-hmm.
about, whoa, wait, you know, there's a point where, is this serving me? Because if it's not serving me, it's not serving anybody else. It may to a certain extent, but not to the full extent, not to the ultimate, right,
Mm-hmm.
place of wholeness, wellness that it could be. And based on all of those different things, responsibility and the beliefs, and as you said, people, saying, oh, but that's your gift, and you're able to do this, and da da da. The one thing I most recently, over the past maybe 3 or 4 months, that I actually found myself resenting is when people said, oh, you are so strong.
Mm.
I'm like, I don't want to hear I'm so strong. I don't, because what it does is it unconsciously, that then became conscious, it unconsciously says, oh, you can handle all of this
Yes.
because you're so strong. You're
Mm-hmm.
so strong. You can do it. You can do it. And so then it feeds a part of the ego that says, well, yeah, I can handle that, until you can't, or you don't want to.
Yeah.
Really, it's not even that you can't, don't want to.
And we
And
never
it's
talk about
okay
that.
not wanting to.
Yeah, that
That
not
is
wanting
okay.
to it that is so important. I'm glad you're saying that. And I really want our listeners to hear that it's okay not to want to.
Hmm.
It's okay to be like, I don't want to do this. And I know
Hmm.
the first time I discuss, like, it's putting a boundary in place. And
Yes.
I have been in those conversations where it's like, oh, but like, oh, Nina's got this. She can handle this. And
Hmm.
it's like, yes, I can,
Hmm.
and I don't want to. And sometimes, actually, no, I can't.
Right.
No,
Right.
no, like
Exactly.
there's nothing left of me. To give.
To.
I'm so flat like a pancake. If I give one more thing, I'm going to be the one that has to be in the hospital, and someone's going to have to start taking care of me because there's
Hmm.
just too much. And I think I'm going to say this based on the people that I know. Many, it's an issue that many women go through for sure in some
Hmm.
of these conversations, just on societal expectations, and then we put those on ourselves, and then it's a whole nother conversation. But I do know a lot of women struggle with well, I don't want to do this anymore, and I don't even know how to say it because now I feel guilty.
Yes. Well, because the guild is programming.
Yeah.
And so we were talking just also prior
Mm-hmm.
to recording, and I was saying the truth is everyone finds a way to create their own cage.
Mm-hmm.
And so in that cage are our belief systems,
Yeah.
are aspects of ego that says, oh, well, maybe, we are important, or we do have something to give, or whatever it wants to tell us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in that cage are all of the things that are laying before us in order to live a certain way, or to just even survive.
Mhm.
In that cage are all of these conditions and precepts and again, belief systems, most of them, well, all of them do come from belief systems. The opinions, the shoulds, the musts, and so passion is also locked in the cage with everything else.
Mhm.
But passion is not, I mean, everything else is kind of external. Everything is external. Even the belief systems is external because most of our belief systems are come from our external environment from when we're
Mhm.
very, very young, and it continues to be fed. Oh, you're the oldest, you need to take responsibility. If I heard that word once, I heard it a million times. Wish I had had a dollar every time I heard that word in reference to myself: responsibility and being strong, and you can handle it. I like, girl, I'd be off in Tahiti someplace relaxing.
Me and you both, girl. Me and
Anyway,
you both. I've heard the same thing. And not if it's not said, it's implied.
it's implied. Yes, it's implied. And so these are the kinds of things that are in the cage, but they're external. Our passion is in our heart. Our passion lies here. But what happens is we're looking so much out there within the cage that we've built. And in order to sustain the cage so that we can behave, we can do the right thing, we don't become wild and crazy, we don't do something that's not going to benefit us from our belief system and all of that stuff, and we lock the passion deep inside
Mhm.
and forget that we have the key.
Say that again. Say that again.
So that passion needs to be released. And once you clear out all of the again, the belief systems, because behavior comes from belief systems,
Mhm.
and the need to be loved, accepted, part of you know um, the whole, all of that creates and drives our behavior. When we feel good about what we do, really good, I'll use the word excited,
Mm.
enthusiastic, motivated, inspired. Um, it's so uplifting when you connect to activities. Actually, I should say when you connect to your passion,
Mhm.
and you are then doing activities and holding the passion and the energy of that passion very close to you. That's really the key, is tapping into the inspiration, the motivation, the excitement, the enthusiasm, even in the thought of it. Even just in the thought of it. It doesn't even have to be spoken at that point. But if in thinking about it, it's like, oh, hey, oh, hey, okay, so you want to, hey, oh, hey, 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 oh, hey, oh, yeah, hey. That's where you want to, bring that forward. And then you flesh it out as you're thinking about it some more. And then you want to speak it, not necessarily from a standpoint of, I want to, but from a perspective of, wouldn't it be phenomenal if, wouldn't it be fantastic when, and you can take like real ownership of it when you're speaking about it to other people. From there, behavior will follow. Okay. And that's where you can start to live your passion. And when you truly commit to your passion, and committing to your passion is also committing to yourself. When you can truly commit to your passion, then, well, you know what? Mom needs to go to the doctor, but hey, I remember that my brother said he was off Thursday morning. Let me call him right now and see if he can take her. oh, wow, you know, this needs to happen. I promised my husband that I would do such and such with he and his buddies, but is that something I really have to do? Honey, you know what? I think that we can rework that.
Hmm. Yeah, it's
You
about
see what I'm saying? You have to
creating,
start
yeah.
looking at other ways in which to have those must do's, need to handled.
I think that that is one important thing. So we talk about this all the time in our meetings, right? We're
Hmm.
going through our meetings and, you have you are responsible for certain, you know,
Hmm.
things. I'm responsible for certain things. Other people in the company are responsible for certain things. But the responsibility for it or the accountability for it doesn't mean you are the one who is doing it. And that
Yeah.
is that is something that we forget because I don't think I struggle with it. I'm not like, oh my God, I can't ask somebody else to do it. That's not my initial thoughts. I don't even
Hmm.
think that. Like that's the issue. The issue is I don't even think who could I ask?
Right.
I'm just like, oh, the kitchen, let's just say the kitchen needs to be cleaned. But
Hmm.
oh, I've
Hmm.
got 13 meetings and I have three other people that live in the house that don't have the same amount on their plate for today. It doesn't
Hmm.
come to mind to be like, maybe I should ask one of them. It's literally like
Hmm.
I'm looking at my schedule. I'm like, how do I move all of these things around to fit this thing in? And then there's somebody like yourself or someone else who's like, can't you just ask someone else to do it? Oh yeah, shoot, I totally forgot.
Yes. For example, my mom is has been I moved her to a place that's closer to me so that I can be there.
Hmm.
Literally, it's 3 minutes away. Her home is 30 minutes away. And there are things in her home sometimes that are needed.
Hmm.
And so my family members who live closer to her house, if I need something, I'll ask them, hey, are you going to be coming out this way? If they say no, I'm like, oh, all right, that means I have to drive out there. And again, everybody knows in LA, a 30-minute drive with no traffic really is an hour, or in my case, sometimes can be 2 hours. And I'm like, oh, it's going to take me 2 hours to get there. Da, da, da. Oh, the day is gone. Didn't get anything else done. And again, a friend of mine said, well, I come out your way twice a week. And I am 10 minutes from your mom's. Like maybe I could go there, get what you need, and bring it out to where you are. Duh.
Yeah.
And it's those realizations, it's those things like, oh, I hadn't thought about that. And again, because we all have community, family and friends and others who are part of our community.
Hmm. Yeah, and okay, like let's just be honest. Like not everybody's going to get the way we operate. Not everyone's going to understand,
Hmm.
our passion projects and what we do, especially what we do. Do you know what I mean? Not
Hmm.
everyone is in that same world. And that's okay. I think
Hmm.
that part also to get is it's okay if
It's
there
okay.
are the normal go-to people that you would normally go to
Hmm.
when your brain kicks in and says, "Oh, I should ask so and so," and
Hmm.
maybe you don't get the response that you're looking for, or get the support that you thought you might get. That's okay too. That's
Hmm.
It's challenging to be with for sure,
Hmm.
and it's okay because
Hmm.
there's always going to be somebody. I think we talk about the universe always has your back. So there's
Hmm.
you know your team is going to bring someone up that you may have never even thought about.
Exactly. And here's the other thing. Based on what your needs are, your needs at that moment in time is also contingent upon who you can reach out to.
Mhm.
My friend who lives near my mom's, who can pick literally something up to drop off at my house, doesn't even have to be into what I do.
No.
She's part of the community and supports who I am as I support who she does. We do two entirely different things, and it's not out of her way. It's something that's easy for her to do, as if she lived there. And it's like, oh, yeah, I'm literally passing by your exit on the freeway to get where I have to go. I live right off the freeway. It's like I can drop it off and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
It's these are the things. So we stop. So it's important for us also to think about when we are asking for assistance, like your wonderful example, dishes need to be done. Three other people live in the house. Who's around today that doesn't have a schedule like mine? Hey, so and so,
Exactly.
can you take care of this kitchen, please? We can do that.
Yes.
Whether they're into what we're doing or not, whether they are there with us or not. And then there are people who are part of our community that we can turn to,
Mm-hmm.
and we can say, you know what, I have a client that needs such and such and such. At this point in time, I'm not able to handle it for them right away. Can you go ahead and assist that person for me?
Yeah, I think that's also part of it, right? It's like I know what my passion is, and I have surrounded myself with so many people who have the same passion that I do. And then
Mm-hmm.
forget that, oh, I'm like I actually can't take this on. And you don't want to say no to somebody, especially when it comes to a passion project or healing or coaching or whatever it may be. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I, I was going to say I could just open up my Rolodex, and some people are not going to understand what I'm talking about. But I could literally open up my contacts and have 10 people I could reach out to say, hey, can you take this on? Can you support this person? I can't. I
Yes.
can't do it right now,
Yes.
and they really do need support.
Yes. And this is also how Miracles Resources came about, for that very reason, to
Exactly.
create part of that community where people can be supported when myself as an individual was not able to do it in certain circumstances or instances or during specific times. And it's so this is where we can drop all the I must, I have to, I need tos, and examine some very significant things. What am I believing about myself that's not serving me?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not just things like, and when I say that, it's not just things like, uh, I'm a victim, I can't, it's not just that stuff. It's also the I am superpower woman,
Mm-hmm.
I am responsible, I am loyal. I am committed to a fault. I'm committed to the point where I will never break a commitment unless I end up in a hospital. Really?
Right? And
Maybe the
it's
commitment,
I was going to say the
so
flip side of
it's
two
just,
coins, right? The I
yeah,
can is the flip side of the I totally can. I got this. It's like
right.
the literally flip side.
That's exactly what it is. So it doesn't matter. We don't support ourselves fully or love ourselves fully um, when we are believing certain things about ourselves, whether it's considered positive, negative, or otherwise, if it's not really giving us in that moment that same feeling and the deeper emotion of love
Mm,
in what we're doing. And I do mean that deeper emotion of love, that inspiration, that comes from love. The motivation, yeah, that comes from love. That enthusiasm, ooh, that comes from love. That excitement comes from love. And so when we are engaged in things that we have that sense of, whew, this is exciting, even the most mundane task does not feel burdensome,
mm,
problematic. or in the way, even though it's a passion, of something I really should be doing, or I need to do, or I must do, okay, maybe I need to put that aside.
There's this.
That's what we tend to do. And I'm saying break that and literally connect with the excitement, the enthusiasm, the motivation, the inspiration that comes from whatever your passion is. And if you're not clear about what your passion is, just think back, examine, meditate, contemplate, whatever it is you do, on the things where you have felt absolutely phenomenal when you were experiencing it.
Mhm.
What were you doing? What was happening? What was the payoff? What, like start framing your mindset around that kind of thing. And you will find a common thread and ground in terms of your passion.
And I
And you'll feel good. And the more you feel good and the more you bring out those feelings and what you do, love exists. And that's how you also are able to move forward in your life. And you can balance whatever you call the must, need, should, do's with the I'm living my passion.
absolutely. And I think, that you said it perfectly. And one thing I wanted to add, just before we close out our conversation today, is you can have more than one passion. You can
Oh,
have
absolutely.
more than one purpose, and you can make it. It can all work, but you
Hmm.
and it must. I am saying must in this instance. Work in
Hmm.
community.
Hmm.
It really, look for those of you who are in this conversation and feeling this struggle of how to balance it. It's to build a team because it does take a village. It takes a village to have a life that does express your excitement.
Hmm. Hmm.
It
Hmm.
does. It really does. Like you do have to have conversations. And I have conversations. I say I drive my family crazy because one day I'm this and when I'm that, I'm all over the place, right? But the truth is, like yourself, my passion always comes from two things: being in
Hmm.
service and being
Hmm.
creative. However
Yes.
that looks, whether it's creating a strategy,
Hmm.
painting my little nail tips that I love to do, or
Yes.
decorating, or actually having a coaching conversation, a healing session, being in service in any way like that. Those are, I would say, I can do those with my eyes closed and never feel exhausted, never feel tired
Yes.
in the moment. Yes, you know, your body is your body and you do physically get tired, but those are the things that you can do or I can do, and I get the most joy out of.
Yes, yes. And I would agree with you. Mine is service and creating as well. And service is actually what happens throughout both of our lives. We are both moms in service to our family. We are both in service to people that we work with, and even those we don't work with.
Mhm.
I'm in service to the universe. I'm in service to because there's lots of healing work and other things that I do, and I work with my angels and spirit guides constantly and continuously in many ways that is never spoken about. So all of these different ways of service and creating, well, you know, I buy lots of clothes and shoes because I love to dress creatively.
We all have
You
something.
everyone has something, and but creativity happens in many ways, and
Mhm.
not only in the way of the arts, whatever the arts are, but also creative ways in terms of how we choose to express ourselves creatively in the way of cooking, which is also a service, creatively in terms of decorating a home,
Mhm.
all of those things. In fact, I will be releasing a video for you guys to post on my home. It's now decorated for my family, my 35 family members who are coming for Christmas dinner. I have decorated the house to entertain them and to serve them. And I will be showing my creative efforts in preparation for that celebration.
And I have
So,
seen a sneak peek and it's lovely. So watch out for that. And as we wrap up, I want to invite our listeners. If you are listening in before January the 6th, you heard our lovely Lynn talk about connecting with her spirit guides and the universe and you know our current members. I know this is a long introduction to what I'm trying to say. We do something in our membership community for our global seekers, wellness seekers who are just in the world of trying to figure out this new world of holistic healing and connection. We do something called Ask Lynn, and our members get the opportunity to ask Lynn anything they want to ask about their journey. And usually that's, there's a paid fee, not just for the Ask Lynn, but for the whole membership. And because they have paid for this, they get access to this. However, on January the 6th, which is the first Tuesday, I think it's the first Tuesday. Hold on one second. Let me check my calendar, everybody, before I misspeak. Yes, I believe it is January the 6th is the first Tuesday in January. Lynn has extended this offer to anyone who wants to join in, anyone who has a burning question about maybe what your purpose is. What should you be doing? How do I make this all balance? Or it really just could be, something's happening with this over here. How do I manage that? Or, I have even seen, my grandmother just passed over. Is she okay? Things like this. These are the type of you get like it's really Ask Lynn, ask her anything, and she is going to do her best to give you an answer, give you the support you need. The call lasts for an hour. It is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means 4 p.m., right? 4 p.m.
that's right.
Pacific time. Watch out for that. I will put a link in the notes, in the show notes somewhere, where we can have this all set up for you. And if you're interested, in the comments, wherever you're watching this or listening to this, put in a comment that you're interested, and we'll send you the information as well. You can always find me anywhere on social media under my name, Nina Ganguly. Contact me directly. We'll make sure you get sorted. This is so cool. Now, you would think, because I work with Lynn, that I'm always, plugging into her. I try not to do that. So I wait for my Ask Lynn on the Tuesdays to ask all the questions I need to ask, unless they're like emergency situations where I need some guidance. But it's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. And it's so wonderful to be able to just get that. It's like a relief just to hear an answer and get it. We're always looking for answers. The how,
Yes.
why, the is she okay? Are they okay? Am I okay? All those things. It just gives you a bit of that relief, or even just the direction for what's next. So join
That's
us.
true. And I just
That.
wanted to share very quickly
Mm.
with the Ask Lynn, the question can be anything in reference to anything. Literally, it can be from what is the meaning of life to tell me about my spirit guides to I'm not sure if I should stay in this relationship, to at my job, to whatever it is. Understand as well as your health, because I also do um, uh, medical scanning, body scanning. So understand that the Ask Lynn is literally any question you want to ask. And if you're too shy to ask in person on the call, then put it in an email. And I will read the question without bringing up names or anything, and I will answer the question for you. What happens in the Ask Lynn sessions as well is that it is a channeling session. because I'm channeling the information. And there is a theme that typically resonates for that particular time of Ask Lynn. So, regardless of the questions asked, they all typically have a thread of a theme. And so, there's also a channeled information about that theme, what it is, and how you can move forward for the rest of that month or for however long you'd like, in terms of really making some shifts and being uplifted during that time. Oh, energy healing, automatically, I do that with it as well. So you get quite a bit with the Ask Lynn.
You do. I've experienced it. And I'm not just saying that because I'm part of Miracles Ultimate Wellness Resources. I've experienced the gifts that Lynn has, the gift that she is. So really just put it in your calendar. Again, I will put information in the show notes. And Lynn referred to an email. You could email concierge at miraclesdirectory.com. Lynn will get the questions ready for January the 6th. It's going to be on Zoom, so we'll get a Zoom link out there. Listen, just let us know that you're interested, and we'll make sure that you get on and your questions get answered. So usually it's an hour. Maybe this time we might run a little bit longer.
It may run a little bit longer. It may run a little bit longer because I really do want to do everything I can to answer everyone's question. And so I encourage you to be on the Zoom call, to email your question, and participate in community, as far as not only having your personal questions answered, but also maybe, let's just say, world questions, and a question that you all at that point in time, maybe even subconsciously, want to know about. It will be revealed, and there will be lots to unpack with that as well.
So with that, we are ending our conversation for today. Lynn, it's always a pleasure to chit chat with you. Sometimes I really think we should just record all our conversations and not worry about how we look or how we sound. And because, ladies and gentlemen, our meetings, sometimes we just show up in our pajamas, and that's just right. How it goes.
And it's just how it is. We flow the way we flow, which is the way energy works, which is the way the universe works. Everything is about flow, and we flow right along with it. And we're glad that you're here flowing with us, and we invite you to continue to join us on the podcast and with Miracles Resources. Check out our membership and Ask Lynn. I'm excited. I'm ready to answer your questions.
Until then, bye for now.
Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us today on Healers Talk Healing. We hope you've been inspired and empowered on your holistic healing journey. If you've enjoyed today's episode and want to continue learning and growing with us, don't forget to subscribe, follow, rate, and review our podcast. Your feedback and support mean the world to us. Remember, healing is a lifelong journey, and you have the power to transform your life in profound ways. Stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop believing in your own capacity for healing.